Today, we're covering a rather unusual event. Last night, on Sunday, Ukrainian long-range drones of an unknown type struck the government-run Foros sanatorium, located in the Crimean town of the same name. This is the famous Soviet-era sanatorium where back in 1991, coup forces detained Mikhail Gorbachev, then president of the Soviet Union, in an attempt to seize power in Moscow. By all accounts, something significant happened there again yesterday. Not quite historic, perhaps, but certainly important. According to Russian telegram channels, several buildings in the sanatorium were destroyed in the strike. In particular, the Foroshel restaurant suffered major damage. At the time, it was hosting a banquet for high-ranking guests. Because of this event, the restaurant was closed to ordinary visitors last night. On its website, it was explicitly noted that the restaurant was closed for special service. Local telegram reports suggest that high-ranking officials, military personnel, and security officers, both local and from Moscow, were celebrating a private event there. Even some staff serving oligarchs were present. For the simpler staff, a buffet was arranged in the assembly hall of the local school. So there was also a separate event happening nearby. Reports from local media indicate that missiles struck both the main restaurant and the school. And some also hit the sanatorium itself. As a result of these precise strikes, at least 3 high-ranking Russians were killed on the spot, and another 15 were injured. Several remain in critical condition, with doctors working to stabilize them. Interestingly, the names of those killed or injured have not been released. They're being kept secret. From this, we can safely conclude that these were not ordinary people. One clear sign is that the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation, not local civilian authorities, was the first to report casualties. In Russia, this level of attention usually only happens when high-ranking officers, colonels or generals, are involved. If it had been ordinary soldiers or junior officers, no one would have even bothered reporting it. Another clue is the intense attention the Crimean authorities are paying to the condition of the injured. Reports indicate 4 in serious condition, 7 in moderate condition, and 1 in satisfactory condition. 2 patients are in intensive care, with 1 on mechanical ventilation, a level of detail rarely shared for ordinary citizens. Usually, in Russia, if regular people are injured in an attack or disaster, no one provides updates about their health. If they survive, that's considered enough. The Russian Investigative Committee immediately opened a criminal case under terrorism charges and promised to find the Ukrainian militants responsible. In Russia, this would normally require dozens or even hundreds of civilian deaths. But here, just 3 fatalities triggered a formal terrorism investigation. This clearly shows that very important people were involved in yesterday's event at Foros. It's likely that over time, the names, positions, and ranks of the military officials who didn't make it back from that party will become known. For now, authorities are keeping details vague. Also, it's possible more people were killed than reported, as the official numbers only account for 3 civilian deaths. Reports of casualties among soldiers, officers, or law enforcement are often kept separate. There's still a lot we don't know about what happened, but the secrecy itself speaks volumes. Something significant is being hidden. I wouldn't be surprised if, in the coming days, we learn just how high-ranking the individuals targeted were. The precision of the strikes and the careful planning indicate that Ukrainian intelligence had prior knowledge of the party. Information about the gathering was likely leaked by a sympathetic local. This shows Ukrainian intelligence is highly active, with agents, informants, and effective methods. It's clear that their operations are well coordinated and highly successful. The reaction of Russian media also shows the effectiveness of the strike. Ukrainian intelligence clearly managed to hit important targets, and this deserves recognition. The Ukrainian operatives did an excellent job. Foros itself is considered the most elite resort on Crimea's southern coast, historically favoured by both Soviet and Russian elites. Today, it is heavily guarded, both on the ground and in the air, with advanced air defence systems. Yet, these systems are increasingly being targeted and destroyed by Ukrainian drones and special forces. This is likely why yesterday evening, drones launched from the sea were able to strike the elite restaurant and sanatorium so effectively, while high-ranking Russian officials were present, eating, drinking, and celebrating. Almost simultaneously, Ukrainian drones struck the Kucha military airfield in Crimea, destroying 2 B-12 amphibious aircraft, also known as Chaika, and a Mi-8 helicopter. Strikes on Russian military aviation and air defense systems are becoming increasingly frequent, almost daily. Each operation inflicts damage worth tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars, and further weakens Russian air defenses. The S-300 complexes and associated radars, designed to intercept enemy aircraft, are now increasingly vulnerable. Mi-8 helicopters are frequently used to hunt Ukrainian drones, but the destroyed amphibious planes were completely eliminated for the first time during the war. These B-12 aircraft were equipped with electronic reconnaissance systems and used for detecting surface and underwater drones. Now, with them destroyed, their functions are lost, and no replacement planes will be built. The technology has likely been lost. This means future Ukrainian drone strikes in Crimea will be even easier, as Russian air defenses are now significantly weakened. Russia may deploy additional air defense systems, radars, and helicopters, but these too will likely be destroyed quickly. Air defense in Crimea cannot function without the Black Sea Fleet, much of which is effectively neutralized. Ukraine is steadily clearing Russian air defenses in Crimea, preparing to gain control of the airspace and eventually strike remaining Russian forces from the air. In addition, Ukraine now possesses domestically produced long-range Flamingo missiles, and the United States has promised to deliver additional air-launched cruise missiles. Combined with Ukraine's aviation, the plan to remove Russian military presence from Crimea is increasingly feasible. Daily strikes on military airfields and elite targets, including Foros itself, are visible proof that Ukraine is executing this strategy effectively. Here's a quick note. If you're following these updates, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with your thoughts. Your support helps keep these reports coming. On another front, Russian sources reported that on the night of September 18th, 3 Ukrainian long-range drones struck an ammunition depot of the 17th Tank Regiment of the 70th Motorized Rifle Division near the village of Bogdanivka in occupied Luhansk. The depot exploded, causing a massive fire and secondary detonations lasting a full day. 3 trucks carrying ammunition and a fuel depot were also destroyed. Ukrainian command confirmed the strike, reporting the destruction of tens of thousands of mines, grenades, cartridges, artillery and tank shells, as well as a shipment of drones, Molnya, Boomerang, Vandal Novgorodsky, Gorinich, and others, along with batteries, communication modules, and video transmitters. This shows Ukrainian long-range drones are not only active in Crimea. Destroying such a massive depot will cause local shortages of ammunition and shells, affecting Russian units advancing toward Chasov Yar. This is excellent news and proves drones are capable of achieving almost any task in skilled hands. We can expect more stories like this, as Ukrainian long-range drones have become highly effective weapons. They are more active than ever and delivering increasing results. Ukrainian forces consistently achieve impressive outcomes when equipped with the right tools.